Hi everyone, this is Dave from Geekanoids, and this is my video update regarding my HTC Desire HD mobile phone and why I have now replaced it with the Apple iPhone 4. Now, throughout my day-to-day life I use a whole host of different mobile phones because I test them for my YouTube channel. Well, for about a month and a half I've been using this HTC Desire HD, and this particular mobile phone runs Google's Android operating system. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Apple range of iPhones run their iOS operating system, and something like a Nokia runs an operating system called Symbian. Well, they differ quite a lot for the user interface, but I'm going to just run through with you why I changed back to an iPhone 4. And let's first of all just have a quick look at the devices and the sort of size and design. Now, both of them have a nice large touchscreen on the front. Yes, the HTC Desire HD does have a larger touchscreen, and I've left them in the silicone cases for a reason, and that is because most users will actually put their phone in some sort of case. So I'm not going to show you them outside of the case, because I think this is a true representation of how people are going to use their mobile phones. Now, for me, this was okay in my pocket. It is a large phone. Some people have complained about how large it is. Let's give you a look at the physical differences. If I place the iPhone 4 on top of the Desire HD, you can see the Desire HD is probably about say 0.9 of a centimetre, so 9 millimetres sort of wider. Again, probably just about 8 or 9 millimetres higher as well along this top edge. Thickness wise, the Desire HD again is quite a lot thicker. Its thickest part probably about 2 to 3 millimetres thicker than the iPhone 4. Excuse me. Now, let's just take a look around the backs. They both sport really nice cameras, and they're both capable of shooting HD video. They both got flash, albeit the HTC Desire HD does have a bigger flash on it, as a dual LED flash, as opposed to the iPhone 4 single flash. But in use, the photos, I found that the iPhone 4 does produce more pleasing photos than the Desire HD. Now, there's the speaker on the Desire HD here. On the iPhone 4 it's on the base of the phone, and I must say that speaker wise the iPhone 4 wins out every time. This speaker on the Desire HD is very good, and I'm not going to say it's bad, it is extremely good. At the highest volumes it does distort a little bit, very small amount of distortion, so nothing to worry about if you've got one of these handsets. The iPhone 4 speaker does not distort at all. I found it to be very clear and better than the Desire HD. If I go round onto the base of the Desire HD here, you can see the headphone jack and also the micro USB connector. On the iPhone 4, instead of the micro USB connector, we've got their 30-pin dock connector that Apple use on all of their iOS devices. And when docking it onto accessories, it is a lot easier to dock than the Desire HD, so another plus point for the iPhone 4. Music wise, we've got the 3.5mm audio jack on both devices, and I would say that the sound quality through a good pair of headphones is equal, so there's nothing really in it between the two. Now let me just switch these two devices on and I'll show you the user interfaces. So here are the two devices side by side, and as you can see the user interfaces are very similar. The main differences are that the iPhone 4 is populated with icons all over the screen, and the Desire HD you can sort of drag these icons around and reposition them where you want and leave gaps in between the icons if you so choose. And also the iPhone 4 only has application icons. The Desire HD also has these larger type application interfaces called widgets, and these update with live information. Also, the notifications are slightly different. On the Desire HD, which is running the Google Android OS, you pull down this notification bar and it lets you know if you've got any unread emails, any texts, any sort of application updates. The iPhone 4 gives you the updates by putting a little sort of badge on the icons. Here you can see I've got 3 new emails to read. So a different way of informing you that you've got things to actually look at. Also, the multitasking is handled differently, and I think that's one of the bad things with the Google Android OS. If I tap and hold this home button, it shows me the last 8 applications that I've actually used, and I can switch between them by tapping on the relevant icon. And on the iPhone 4 I have to double tap the home button, and then I can scroll along this list of running applications and switch between them as I choose. If I scroll all the way to the left, I also gain access to my iPod controls as well, which is a nice touch. Now, the multitasking is something that I think lets down the HTC Desire HD. It does slow down a bit after about a week of use. You will find that you have to do a restart on this handset to bring it back up to speed. I'm not going to put this down too much though, because this is probably one of the best devices that runs Google Android OS at the moment, with perhaps the exception of the very new Google Nexus S that was launched just last week. So let me concentrate on why I switched back to the iPhone 4. I like the fluidity of the user interface. I like the fact that everything is laid out in these nice grids. The folder feature works very well. If I tap on something with more than one application in, it presents itself and its contents very nicely. This does folders too, just a bit more crudely. It opens up a panel in the whole screen showing you the content of the folder. So although it does the same sort of thing, I think that the Apple one just shows it to the user with a lot more grace. I also missed the fact that there were a few applications on here that weren't available on the Android operating system. One of them was Squarespace, and I used that to update my website, so that was something I really did miss whilst I was using the Desire HD. I also like the form factor a lot more. Now this, when I was doing my review and in my comments, I'm going to stand by it, it is big. It's not too big to put in the pocket, but this is a lot nicer in the pocket, and those sort of few 9mm difference in size does make a lot of difference. So user interface wise and form factor, I think the iPhone 4 certainly has my vote, but if this wasn't around I would have no problem at all in recommending the Desire HD. It's just for me, I prefer the iPhone 4 and the way that everything is presented to me, and I hate to say it, but it just works. So thanks very much for watching this video. If you've got any questions, please do put them in the comments section below, and if you want my regular updates, please do follow me on Twitter by following @Geekanoids. Until next time, have a great day. This video is sponsored by mymemory.co.uk. For great prices, free UK delivery and reliable customer support, visit mymemory.co.uk.